All right, guys, we're back. Thank God. Thank God we're back. Had some technical difficulty there. Somehow we got knocked off the webinar, the panelists and the attendees. So we're back. So now let's just finish this thing and move right through the process. I was in a little groove there, but that's okay. We'll move right through it. Just to start this quickly over for the training, we were talking about um, safe swaps being a great platform to actually build a foundation for your business. Last week we talked about the mental wealth foundation. This week we're going to talk about the how-tos of really taking your business to the next level utilizing safe swaps. So let's get right into it. One of the things we talked about was what are you trying to accomplish when you um, sign up or when you're starting out with the Safe Swap platform. I think um, that is very, very important when you're trying to get your business off the ground, because if you don't know what you're trying to accomplish, it's kind of like you just don't have a path to run on, and you can get off track and you can wind up uh, doing some things that could really mess you up, mess your reputation up. So there's three really main things that you should be focused on as far as safe swaps go. Number one, build a reputation. Okay, that's the first thing that you should be trying to accomplish. Reputation is everything on Safe Swap. It's everything in list publishing, but especially on this platform, it can make you or break you. So building a reputation, number one. Number two, find good people to swap and sell solo ads. Okay, swapping is very, very important when you're starting out and you're trying to build that foundation, and to be able to have an audience of people, or people with similar lists, and that you can tap right into. It's a great thing, as well as being able to sell solo ads, and we'll get more into that, as we go through the training. And then the third thing that you're looking to accomplish on the Safe Swaps platform is to build a long-term customer relationship. Okay, that's what you should be trying to accomplish. Relationships, you know, is everything as well. If you're looking to build a long-term business, now if you're just out here and you're just trying to get some quick money and sell a few clicks and move on, then that's something different. But if you're trying to build a solid list publishing business, building long-term customer relationships is key, and we're going to talk about some of that tonight and some of the things that can help you in that process. Uh, there's two things that you should know about Safe Swaps. It's a site that has a lot of newbies. Okay, a lot of new people, which is good and bad. The bad part is that sometimes people are not very serious, and they might buy 50 clicks, 100 clicks from you, and they don't stick around, or you know their list is not that great when you're doing swaps with them, and you're delivering more than them, and so that could be a problem sometimes. But um, the good thing about that is that you position yourself as a leader in safe swaps, and you could really help a lot of people that are serious, and there's some really good people on this website that um, you could really help out and help create a budget for them where they could buy a lot of clicks from you and other products and services. So um, there's a good and bad side to that, but there's definitely more positive than actual negative. So you got tons of new people that come on to safe swaps on a daily basis. One of the other things you should know about safe swap is just not a platform where you're just going to get rich quick. Okay, you're not going to come into the Safe Swaps platform and just, overnight, you're going to be selling, 1,000 clicks a day. It's just not built that way. Can over time can you do that? Absolutely, but it's not something that's going to happen, in a day or a week or a month. It takes some time. And mainly it's about building up, that reputation. Okay. Let me do a quick check just to make sure everybody is there. Okay. Make sure everybody's still in the webinar. We didn't lose anything. Okay. All right. Looks like we're still good. Quick check here. All right, guys. Fantastic. All right, now let's head on over to Safe Swaps. Like I said, some stuff you might know, but some stuff, this might really hit home with you and resonate. This is how I really built my business and took my business to that next level. This is, this was very foundational stuff for me, and I know it can help a lot of people here tonight. The first thing that you want to do, if you haven't already done this, is you want to go to safeswaps.com. Okay, and you can see that right here on your screen. I'll highlight it here. But you want to go to safeswaps.com, and if you're not a member, you need to be a member as fast as you possibly can. There is no other platform that I know of. Maybe there's some other ones out there, but not as good as Safe Swaps, that is built for a new person starting out in list publishing. I mean, it's kind of a one-stop shop for all your list publishing needs when you're a newbie. Okay, so safeswaps.com. Once you get there, you want to make sure that, and I'll just go there quickly. You want to make sure that you sign up. And I don't know, my computer's running a little slow tonight, guys, so I don't know how this is gonna work here. But anyway, we'll move past that because my computer's running just a little bit slow. When you sign up, you definitely do not want to be a guest member or a guest user. Okay? It's very, very important that you understand that. You do not want to be a guest user. You're looking at building a serious business here, and you need to treat it like that, not like a hobby. So you definitely want to be a paid member. And there's just three basic ways that you can pay. You can do the monthly for $29.99 a month. You can do the 6 month for $149.99, or you can do the 12 months for $289. Okay, and you get two free months. Okay, so you get a $60 savings. This is generally what I do. I like to pay on an annual basis. But if your budget doesn't allow that, then that's fine. Then you just do the $29.99 a month. Trust me, folks, if you're doing anything with this, it will more than pay for itself easily. Okay, you can easily have this pay for itself within your first 30 to 60 days max. Okay, so it's not a big monthly expense, because you're going to be able to get that paid for if you're serious about your list publishing business, and some of the things we're going to talk about tonight that's going to help you be able to build up that reputation and have people come to you. The next thing that you want to do is you want to set up your profile. So let me log in and go to my profile. Now this my profile that I'm going to show you here, it's not something that you have to spend a lot of time on, but there's some key things that you need to have. Number one, you must have a picture. Okay, I know a lot of users that don't have pictures on safe swaps. Okay, the way you have to look at this is that number one, I'm trying to build a reputation. Okay, so if I'm building a reputation, people need to know what I look like. You know what I mean? I'm trying to brand myself and I'm trying to put myself out there. So um, it just sets you apart from those other users that don't have a picture. Now, I'm not saying that they aren't nice people, and it has nothing to do with that. It's just that you want to get people to know, like, and trust you, and you do that by being as transparent as possible. And one of those ways is just putting a picture up there. Okay, so we must do that. Got to do that. That's just bottom line. You got to have some sort of picture up there. Okay, because remember, you have thousands of other users on the SafeSwap platform. So what we're going to do is build you up a profile so that you can start to separate yourself from the rest of the pack. Okay, so you got a picture up here, right? The next thing that you want to do is you want to head on over to our settings here. One second here, folks. I'm running this Camtasia, so it's acting a little funny with my and the GoToWebinar platform, so it's acting a little funny tonight, slowing my system down a little bit there. Okay, so you want to go over to About Me, and the thing that I love about Safe Swaps is that it's very comprehensive, very detailed, but it's user friendly. Okay, so it's easy to navigate around, and they have instructions on how to pretty much do everything. Okay, so you want to put a little bit about you. Okay, now when I first started out, I had this big long paragraph about myself, and you can do that. I encourage new people to, kind of go into a little details because you're trying to make a name for yourself on Safe Swaps. As time goes on, you really don't need all that stuff because then your testimonials will start to, um, build your reputation, and you just kind of point people to that. Hey, look at my track record here. So you don't really have to get into a lot of that. But initially, you don't have to spend a ton of time on it, but just give people a little bit about yourself, and um, make sure that you have your picture, name, and 2 or 3 lines about yourself. Okay. The next thing that you want to do once you have your profile. Now my profile, let me back up just a little bit here, is what you call a Hall of Fame profile. Okay, I've been able to build that up. Now I've been with SafeSwaps for a year and 2 months, and you can see that right up here on the dashboard. And a Hall of Fame profile just basically means that you went a whole calendar year with a perfect reputation. Okay, you had 100% reputation. Okay, you see my ratings for swaps and for solos. Okay, that means you didn't have any problems. You know, you were reliable. You did everything that you were supposed to do, and we'll talk a little bit about that because they have a point system here that's pretty cool. That really helps you build up your ranking there in the solo swaps community. But this is this is important as far as making sure that over time um, that you keep building upon that reputation. So for me, it's very, very important that if I get some swipe, or if I'm supposed to do a solo, or if I'm um, any action that I'm supposed to do on the solo ad platform, I do it in the time frame that I'm supposed to do it. Okay, and generally your dashboard up here will let you know. Like right now, I have a couple queuance swipes for solo ads that I sold that I have to get queuance before a certain time. So that's the great thing that I love about it. As long as you're logging into your back office at least 3-4 times a day, you should have no problem with that. It's just when people go days without logging in, you could run into problems. And then you could get negative marks on your reputation. And it does affect you as far as ranking. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a few minutes. And as far as, um, when people are viewing your profile, kind of what they think. They're going to go to the people that have the perfect profile first. That's just the bottom line. I know that's what I do, and that's what pretty much anybody would do. They would go to those people that have a squeaky clean um, track record. So now, after you got your basic profile, okay, you've got that together, got your picture, 2 or 3 lines in your profile, you want to start swapping. Okay. Now, here's the thing that I love about swapping on Safe Swaps is that you can build your reputation on Safe Swaps to launch your solo business. Okay? And that's what I did. I went 2 months, about 60 days before I started selling any solos. Okay? Most of these swaps you see up here, like I've had successful ratings in 57 swaps. Most of those were within my first 60 days. I haven't really done any swaps in quite a while. I'll do some every now and then with certain members, but early on swapping is very, very important. For two main reasons. Number one, for me, when you're new to list publishing, it really helps you get the mechanics down, um, and really understand what you're supposed to be doing on a daily basis. Because for me, putting all the pieces to the puzzle together and all the moving parts and this, that, and the other, and generating leads and building squeeze pages and doing this, all the things that it takes on a daily basis to kind of manage it, and calendars and this and that, it really helps you and slows everything down, and has everything in one place for you. So I'm what I did was I didn't try to do a lot of Skype room stuff, and I didn't try to do find people all over the internet to do swaps with. I just said, hey, I'm gonna focus here, do some swaps. I did some swaps with list publishing, LPP, but I did a lot of swaps over here at Safe Swap because I was trying to build up that reputation, get a feel for how you know things would work with the list publishing business, and just dealing with with other people, and kind of understanding my list a little better, and then by me building up a reputation with the swaps, when it was time for me to start selling solos, here's the cool thing about safe swaps. Oh, let me go over here to search. The cool thing about safe swaps is that swapping will actually help you build up your ratings, so when you go to sell solos, like when I started selling solos, instead of being way back here on page 5, okay, instead of being way back here, okay, so when other people go to do a search for 100 click solos, instead of being way back here, it's just like Google. If you're on page 5 of Google, you're going to get very little sales. But if you're on page 1 of Google, you're probably going to get a lot of sales. Okay, so I started right out because I had a reputation and I was building up. I started out on page 3. Okay, a lot of people, that's a big secret that like a lot of people don't know about safe swaps, is that you know if you swap first, you can build up a reputation. You can get free leads. You can pretty much do everything for free on here, um, without having to buy a ton of solo ads up front. And then you're also, when it's time to sell your solos, you're going to have a higher ranking. Okay, so I started out on page 3. Okay, and then I started selling a lot of solos, and I was still doing some swaps. And it didn't take me long before I moved up to where I'm consistently at now, and that's on page 1. Okay, now the importance of being on page 1, okay, is that when I first started out, you know what I mean? I had to post in forums. I had to do all kinds of stuff on Safe Swaps to kind of generate sales. But now I really don't have to do a lot. Once I hit page 1, I really don't have to do a lot for sales. Okay? I wake up in the morning and sales are there. New sales. Okay? I'm not even just talking about repeat sales. I'm talking about new sales. Because people do searches, and guess what? They find you, and you're on page 1. You have a great track record. And we'll talk about click price here in a minute, but you have a great track record, and guess what? They're going to buy. They're going to buy from you. Okay? So that's a big secret that I think a lot of people don't really understand. Now, it takes some time to really build that up. It took me, like I said, I went 60 days before I even started selling solos on here. Okay? Once I got into list publishing, I should say that, because I was in safe swaps prior to LPP, but once I got in LPP last August is when I really got serious about safe swaps, and I really didn't start selling any solos till around October. Okay, I just swapped for 2 months straight so I could kind of figure things out. Now, that might not work for some of you guys. Some of you guys are probably a lot faster, but like I said last week, I got a business, offline. I have, a family, plus I have my lifestyle. So for me, it wasn't like I had to go make money right now. Now, for some of you, it might be a little different story. You got to get your business rolling right now, and you're trying to get out of your job or whatever. But just to let you know, though, you just don't have to be fast here. You can build it up slow, still build a great reputation, and over time you can have customers coming to you. And that's what you want, really, in any business. You want customers coming to you instead of you constantly chasing customers. So that's what I like about swapping first, and then using your swap reputation to catapult you to to page 1 as fast as possible. Okay, so let's move on from there. Now, once, and you guys kind of already know this, but once you can deliver 100 clicks per day, you need to start selling solos. Now, one of the things that we're going to get into next week, I don't know what's wrong with my page tonight. One of the things we're going to get into next week is getting you guys, showing you kind of how I do things as far as building relationships with um, some of these customers on SafeSwap and other places, to get them to buy more or get them on, one of my monthly subscriptions. So I think that's very, very important that you note that. We'll go over that next week, because I don't want to. We got to save some content for other webinars. All right, so you're gonna do 100 clicks per day. You're gonna start selling solos. Okay, once your list can do 100 clicks a day. Lewis talked about it the other night. Lead generation is critical, um, but you don't have to put a lot of money in your business initially. I had money to put into my business initially, but like I said, I know one thing about having the money and not having the mechanics down and not understanding everything, that you can wind up blowing a lot of money and not getting things right, um, if you don't understand everything that you need to be doing with your business, on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. So, um, for me, this just allowed me to take it slow, build it up, and then once I got everything down, now start really ramping it up and putting some money into lead generations. Now, a lot of people think with um, like with the list publishing business, like it's any when it comes to lead generation, like it's a little different than if you're selling a product, a service, or an opportunity, as far as the importance of generating leads on a daily basis. It's really not any difference when it comes to that, because you need fresh subs on your list every single day. And when it comes to lead generation, every business on the planet needs new customers, okay? Every single day, or potential customers, new prospects. So list publishing is no different, and the more leads that you can generate on a daily basis, of course, the more clicks you're going to be able to produce. So it's really not any different. That's one of the things that I had to figure out, because initially I thought, well, if I just do, maybe 20, 30 leads a day, I'd be okay. But then I started realizing, like, hey, it's really not any different than if I was selling a info product. The more leads I'm able to generate on a daily basis, the more info products I'm going to sell. Well, it's the same thing here. The more leads I generate, the more clicks. So lead generation is like, if your business is a body, leads are the blood. So without the blood, you basically have no business. So it's no different here. So safe swaps will really help you to um, be able to, uh, you know, really be able to, build that list up through swapping, because we'll show you some tricks next week to be able to get those, find those really good people to swap with, um, so that you can get the mechanics down, and then really be able to ramp it up. And even if you just don't have a lot of marketing budget, you could still get things going, and be able to take it to the next level. Um, so building relationships with your customers, is critical. It's critical not just on SafeSwap platform, but Warrior Forum, Skypes. It doesn't matter. I see a lot of people do this. Even solo, even people that I buy solos from, they never take advantage of really asking questions and building that relationship and finding out, how they can serve me and, better serve me, and at least carve out $300 or $400 a month out of my marketing budget so it'll come to them. Um, so we're going to make sure that when I show you these emails next week of what I send my customers, matter of fact, let me go here now. Where's my profile at? Let's go here. That's another thing that helps build your reputation on safe swaps is communication. It's critical. I generally send out 3 emails to my hold on here. I want to do 100 clicks. Oh, I generally send out about 3 emails. I send out a initial email, and I'll tell you the content of that next week. I send out maybe one like halfway through their solo, and then I always send one after their solo is done. Now, I don't know a lot of people that do that on safe swaps, okay? But because I do that, I get a lot of repeat sales. Plus, I get people that buy my package over here, and I'll show you that in just a minute. My monthly package. Now, the great thing about, and I know Dagan used to talk about this when he was first introducing list publishing back 10 months ago about getting testimonials. It is so easy to get testimonials on here and you don't have to do anything for them, because the thing I love about this platform is that once a solo or a swap is, completed, you have to rate that particular swap. And people, if you treat them good and you really work with them and you communicate with them, they're going to give you some great testimonials. Okay? So once you start building up a bunch of testimonials, it's like, that's where you send people. And I've used these testimonials by building relationships with them and over delivering and communicating with them, and it really helped launch my business outside of safe swaps as well, because these are the same testimonials and these are just some of them. Really enjoy working with you, Eric. The over delivery is fantastic, got a good opt-in rate, and your communication is great. A lot of that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff I like to hear from people, because communication is critical. Like, and I'm sure you guys have dealt with this before, where you purchase a solo, and let's say it was supposed to go out yesterday, okay, and here we are. Let's say it was supposed to go out Wednesday, yesterday, and here it is Thursday, and it's still your solo, you still have no clicks from your solo, and you're kind of wondering what's going on, right? Well, in the eyes of the customer, they're like, what's going on with this person? They're probably not going to do business with you again, where that could be easily fixed. That could be easily fixed by saying, hey, sending them a quick email saying, hey, I'm running a little bit behind. Your solo is going to go out tomorrow, and I apologize and sorry for your wait, and guess what, I'm gonna throw in some extra clicks, and we'll make sure that we get it out for you tomorrow. Well, if somebody did that to me, yeah, I might be a little disappointed that it didn't go out yesterday, but they're making amends for it, and Don't throw me some extra clicks, so it's all good now. Okay, so those are some of the ways that you can really build up a reputation, because sometimes you might get behind. You might get a few orders in there, and you can't deliver in time, but you can fix all of that stuff. I've had that. I don't get a lot of that because I don't really overextend myself in my business. Um, like we talked about last week, for those of you that were on, my goal is to build up 30 customers that buy $400 a month and clicks from me. So that's my total focus. So I'm not totally always trying to chase clicks all around to make a buck. Um, every single day. You know what I mean? Which is fine. Some people do that, but my goal is to build more relationships and get that solid core group of people that's buying from me on a monthly basis. Um, but everybody has different ways that they do things. But this is just my way of doing it. So I don't get a lot. I don't get behind that often, because I just really don't overextend myself, because I don't want to get into a situation where I start ruining my reputation because I can't deliver. And that's a quick way to put yourself out of business, is to overextend yourself. You have to know what level you're at in your business. You know, I could have sold five, 600,000 clicks before I started selling them. Right now my business can do that, but there were points where I could have jumped out there and sold them, just to get the money, and it might take me 3 weeks to deliver, but I just didn't want to do that. I like being able to get people their clicks in a timely fashion, and deliver quality and have them come back. So you just have to kind of figure out what you're trying to accomplish. So that's why we had that webinar last week. I know some people are like, I don't want to hear about, that kind of stuff. I just want to hear about, click through rates and all of that kind of. Well, that stuff's great, but if you run yourself out of business by overextending yourself, or you quit on the process, or you don't do some of these things right, or you get negative and you don't build relationships, if you don't do some of those core things in your business, then you could run into a lot of problems. So relationship building for me is a big thing. I might not be the master as far as being the technical guy on everything. That's really not my strength. Okay, everybody has their own strengths in this business. You guys have your own strength, but when you know where you're going, then it's going to be easy to uh, get the results that you're looking for on safe swaps. So I've used these testimonials. Okay, I've built relationships with a lot of these people, and my whole goal after building relationships with them is not just to, yeah, I want to sell them some clicks. Again, after they buy an initial solo ad from me. Yes, I want to do that, but I don't want to rush into things. It's kind of like dating. You know what I mean? You don't want to blow it. You don't want to rush into things. You know what I mean? You want to make sure that you take your time. You know what I mean? You do the right things, you say the right things, and guess what? At the end of the day, you're going to win. Okay, so um, my ultimate goal was to get them to buy this package here, right here on my website. This is my monthly package. Okay, that's it, where I want to eventually get 30 people. Okay, this is why I build relationships on Safe Swaps. Now, this is not the only place, okay, because I've been able to grow outside of Safe Swaps now. But for me, initially, this was my foundation to get my testimonials. And you see, these are all Safe Swaps testimonials, okay? So this helped me launch my website, okay? Really good testimonials. And it also allowed me to test some things out with a lot of the Safe Swap buyers, kind of figure out what people are looking for. And this was kind of what I gathered and from some of the data, and this is mainly from Facebook people, and I came up with this package here, and so far I've sold 12 of them. Okay, and we just launched this. I just put this on the website about 2 weeks ago, right before I did the first webinar with LPP. Okay, so Safe Swaps is the foundation to you taking your business to that next level, and it allows you to just have a one-stop shop for your business. Okay, for me, I never really had a lot of success in Skype rooms, and I haven't really done anything with Warrior Forum yet, which I'm going to do something with Warrior Forum. But for me, Safe Swaps was just easy. It was an easy platform. Everything's there for you, from your calendars to your trackers, everything. So I didn't have to figure that out. But now it's like, okay, now that I know how the business works, now this can translate over to, okay, my own calendar. Okay. Then I graduated and I started using quality click control, ad tracks goal, but initially I didn't really need any of that stuff because I had it right here. $29.95 a month. Okay? Got my calendar, got my tracker. I mean, it's I can track my clicks, track, through solo swaps. Everything was right here. I could even buy solos, I could do swaps. And here's another cool thing about the Safe Swap platform that I really, really like. There's something else that can really build your reputation up. They have over here what you call recent events. Okay, so every time you do a swap, or you update your list, or you sell a solo, or you comment on a solo that you actually purchased, it pops up over here in recent events. Okay, and the more you pop up over here, other people see that, so they say, hey, wait a minute here, let me see what's going on with this person here, and they'll click on it. I can't tell you how many sales that I get right after I pop up in recent events. Okay, so this is another key feature that a lot of people know about, but they don't they don't use it to their advantage. The more active you are, the more you pop up in the recent events. Okay, the more it's going to help you. If you're just starting out, it's going to help you with swaps. I got a lot of swaps that way, and I got a lot of solos that way. Okay, I never really had to post too much in the forum. I do from time to time, but I think in the whole year and 2 months that I've been with Safe Swaps, I probably posted maybe 5 or 6 times, because I've been very active with swaps. I built up my reputation pretty fast, and I was able to move to the first page and start selling solos. Um, I never really had to be overly aggressive in the forum, but a lot of people do it. It just depends on what you want to do. Okay? Like sometimes when I got a lot of orders outside of say swaps, I'll lock days, or like sometimes even when I go on vacation, I just don't want to sell no solos during that time. And that's the great thing about this business. If you don't want to sell during that time, you don't have to. So like in the month of April, I was on vacation. I just didn't sell a lot that month. I sold, you know, a few solos, but I locked out a lot of days on Safe Swap. Um, and that's another pretty cool feature that I'll show you here in just a second. But the forum is cool too because that's another way to get recognized. Okay, is by posting in the forum. But if you do the things that I showed you how to do, as far as putting up your picture, getting a good profile, getting in there and swapping, doing everything on time, um, and then going to sell solos, then you're really not going to have to do a lot of posting in the forum. Not unless you're just really trying to be totally aggressive in the forum. Some people do. Some people post 2, 3, 4 times a day. Some people even more in the forum. That's just never been something that I really had to do because I built up my reputation in a different way. Okay? Um, and they have this point system here. So this is pretty cool as well. So let me just click on that. It kind of tells you, if you click on the points, it'll tell you the different bonus points that you get for different actions. Like for logging in, you get like 10 points. For giving a good or bad rating, you get like 70 points. Okay? Getting another rating from someone else, you get like 100 points. So the more points you have, that also increases your reputation and your rank as far as the search goes. So when people go to search for you, it increases your rank as well. Okay. Now I haven't even been that active on safe swaps, and for 100 clicks, I'm on page 1. Now, here's another key thing that I want to talk about here quickly. And I think we got a few more minutes and then we'll be wrapping up here. The thing that you got to understand with safe swaps, it's not a platform where you're going to come in and start selling 500 and 1,000 clicks to people. If you set your clicks at 500 clicks, even if you got a good reputation, your sales are going to be few and far between. Okay? Because remember, I told you one thing that you have to know about safe swaps is that there's a lot of newbies on here. So when you get newbies, they don't really know, like, and trust anybody, and so they're going to come on here and they're going to buy 50 and 100 clicks, period. Okay? They're going to buy lower amounts of clicks. Okay? So I could set mine at 300, and I've tested this. And I could set this at 300, 500 right now, and still hit the first page. But my sales will be few and far between. My goal on here is not just to sell high amounts of clicks. My goal on here is to build some relationship with some individuals, help them out in their business, and be able to sell them click packages on a monthly basis. Okay? So I found that if you set it at 100 clicks, okay, you're going to get more sales. and you're going to be able to build more relationships. If you set it at 500 clicks, or on a daily 500 clicks that you can deliver on a daily basis, then it's just going to, your sales are going to be few and far between, and you're just not going to have a lot of activity there. But you set it at 100 clicks, you'll get a lot of activity. You'll get a lot of activity, and you'll wind up being able to get some repeat sales and build a foundation of a business. So the way you look at Safe Swaps is not one of those places where you're going to do $10,000 a month. Not unless you're really hustling out there. But it's a place where I can get $1,000, $1,500 a month out of it easily without working for it. You know what I mean? I don't really have to go out here and post in forums. I don't have to do a lot for it. I can pick up $1,000, $1,500 easily here on a monthly basis. And like I said, it's not just about that $1,000, $1,500. It's about turning that $1,000, $1,500 into $3,000 or $4,000 on a monthly basis by building some relationships here. So those are some of the things I think that people get frustrated and they don't really understand. They say, Safe Swaps, I don't really want to mess with them. But it's a really good platform. You just got to understand what it is you're doing here and how this thing works the best. You're just not going to sell a bunch of 500,000 clicks here initially off the bat, and people just run into you and they see your profile and they're just going to start buying from you. But you set it at that 50 or 100 clicks, you're gonna get a ton of them. I turn down a lot because you get a lot of Empower stuff on here, and we all get hit with Empower stuff, and I like Empower, but there's a lot of people that market that, and pure leverage and those type of programs. So at some point you got to say, hey, I just can't do those right now. But I always try to let them down easily. I don't want to make them feel like they're a loser or something because they're in Power Network. I just say, hey, right now we're booked on that, and if you got another offer, I would love to take that offer. But if you check back with me maybe in 3 weeks or so, we could probably do some business. We could get your ad out there. So you gotta let people down softly when it comes to that. Now, as far as pricing goes, now a lot of some of my colleagues, they get on me and they're like, man, you're crazy. You're selling 30-cent clicks, 40 cents clicks. But on Safe Swaps, generally I've found if you sell between 30 and 40 cents, I don't go any lower than 30 cents, period. Okay? Right now I'm at 30 cents. I go up and down on that on a monthly basis, so I go no higher than 40, no lower than 30. Because I found that through some testing on Safe Swaps that's kind of the sweet spot. You got to understand, on here you got a lot of competition. Okay? There's only a few ways that you can separate yourself from the next person selling solos. And that's one of the ways is through pricing. Okay? Now remember, if your goal right now is to be super profitable up front, then that's why some people look at me and they say, well, 30, 40 cent clicks, but I don't have to be super profitable up front because I'm trying to get it on the back end as well. And then I make it up, with affiliate sales. And then one of the things that Dagan and I talked about, because I was getting sales, but I just really, with my expenses and leads and all of that, I just really wasn't being profitable as I wanted to be. And he said, well, hey, look at offering other services. Okay. So one of the things that you have to do on safe swaps is you have to be able to offer more than just clicks. Okay, it's not a platform for just clicks. Um, like I said, you have a lot of newbies that come on, and they need other services. Okay, and you need to be there to provide that. And some of the things that I offer to them is website services, um, like as an example, with my site, I have a good friend of mine who used to work for Russell Brunson. He used to be Russell Brunson's web guy, one of his web guys back. I met him in '08, and he was working for Russell Brunson at the time. So he's like really, really good. So we kind of formed a business and a company, and we offer web services as well. So like this page here, for people that need really good, high quality web pages, we provide those. So that's a service that I provide for my SafeSwap customers as well. And right now we pick up 2 to 3 customers, and not just that. I mean, we do all kinds of stuff. We do blogs, whatever a person needs as far as websites go. And then we also offer software. I got, cheaper versions where people can kind of do it themselves. For me, I utilize both. Like, I have software to build quick squeeze pages, but then I also go to my guy when I want really nice, clean, top of the line websites. When I want stuff to, like with my website, I wanted it to be high quality. I wanted to brand myself, and I wanted it to look professional. So when a person goes there, they're like, okay, this guy, he's about his business, and he's got a good, clean website, and I'm looking for people to spend $400 a month. So I got to have something that says, hey, this guy's going to be around for a while. He doesn't just have any fly by night looking website where it looks like the thing might disappear tomorrow. So um, I'm not really a technical person, so when I use software, it has to be something where it's drag and drop. That's another thing. So other than that, um, if I can't outsource, um, certain things that's quick, then I'll use the software. So I provide that. I have software that I sell people, as well as website services. Little typo there, but I also have merchant accounts. Okay, merchant accounts are big. PayPal is good, okay, and I like PayPal, but I've had accounts shut down on me with PayPal. And if you've been around for a while and you've dealt with PayPal, um, I've had one recently shut down on me where they called and they said, hey, we this is through our direct mail where we sell a DVD. And they just said, hey, we just don't want to do business with you guys anymore. We just don't like the home-based business stuff that you're doing, and we don't want to do business with you. And I'm like, well, wait a minute here. I mean, we've been doing business with you guys for 5 years. We our chargeback rate is very low, and then you say, well, that's nice, but we just don't want to do business with you anymore. Well, now they got, thank God we only had like $1,700 in that account, but you know, what if we had 17,000 in that account? So one of the things I talk to people about is that if you're going to have a business online or offline, you need a traditional merchant account as well outside of PayPal. PayPal's great, but so I have a merchant account service where I can get pretty much anybody approved, long as you're not into gambling and porn and those type of sites. But um, so merchant account services is another thing that I offer people. And then something that I brought on recently is coaching, in different areas. because there's a lot of people out there that they're struggling in that area of just trying to figure things out. With all the moving parts of the internet and all the new programs and that's in our inbox on a daily basis. A lot of people get confused and what should I buy, what shouldn't I buy, what should I do. So that's just a natural progression for any list publisher to a service to offer is coaching. So it's very, very important that we offer multiple services. And that's just some ideas. I mean, you guys can come up with your own ideas and things that you want to offer. And that's not just for safe swaps. I mean, that's, whatever you're using to, whatever platform you're using to get customers. I don't care if it's, Skype runs or Warrior Forum. It doesn't matter. The thing about safe swaps, though, like we talked about, there's a lot of newbies. So these are good services to provide because, what do people struggle with when they come online? The technical aspect of it, right? So you could say you got a person with some money and they say, hey, I just don't want to, I don't want to deal with websites. Okay, no problem. We got a website service. We can get you whatever you want. Okay. Software, if you want to do it yourself, okay, no problem. We got software for you. Merchant account, fantastic. You don't want to totally just depend on PayPal. They could put you out of business overnight. So you want to have multiple ways to protect your business. Okay? And that's not saying don't have a PayPal account, but it's just saying, hey, have another way of being able to do business. And every, big internet marketer, they have merchant accounts as well. They have multiple accounts. And Dagan went through this too. He talked about how, he had a PayPal account shut down. And, so you got to have multiple ways of being able to collect money. All right. So, and then I think that's going to kind of wrap it up for tonight for safe swaps. I do have one other thing I want to go over. But let's just kind of recap here. Next week we're going to go over the solos and the safes and the swapping. Not just on safe swaps, but we're going to go over that in general of the how to get them, how to build relationships with these people, and how to get them to buy more from you. Which is really, really important. I wanted to break that up into two separate webinars because Safe Swaps is, it's kind of a comprehensive platform. Some people understand it, some people don't, but it's a great way to build a heck of a foundation, build your reputation, and then you can launch, your business to the moon once you then figured out everything. It's just they call it safe swaps, but it's definitely safe for list publishers because it just gives you that safe place to be able to learn and to be able to grow and then go to that next level and then take your business all over the place. Okay, so let me see if we have any quick questions, and then I got one other thing to cover, and then we'll end it for tonight. Let's see here. Let me just do a all right. Just did a quick post, guys. See if you have any questions. All right, let's see. We have any questions here? Doesn't look like. Oh, okay. Okay, here's one. Eric, do you recommend to join Safe Swats where I only have 600 subscribers and delivering not more than... Uh, hold on, I'm sorry, Raymond. I don't know what happened to my screen there. I was reading and it just kind of went kooky on me. I think I get the gist of your question here, Raymond. Give me one sec here. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Let's go to webinar. Let me answer Raymond's question first, and then Tan, I'll get back to you. Eric, do you recommend to join Safe Swats where I only have 600 subscribers and deliver not more than 10 clicks per day? Better if I deliver. No, not at all, Raymond. I think you should join Safe Swaps if you don't have any subscribers. When I started out with Safe Swaps, I did have a list. What did I have? When I initially signed up, I didn't have a list at all. But when I was in LPP, when I started out with LPP in August, I had about 1,000 people on my list at the time. But absolutely, I wasn't getting a lot of clicks when I first started out. Absolutely, I think it's a great place. You're the type of person that I'm talking about because I started out with just 400 more subscribers than you did, and right now I have a little over 50,000 10 months later. Okay, so absolutely, I think you should start out with Safe Swaps and start swapping. And I'm gonna show you next week. If you hop on next week, I'm gonna show you some of the things that I did with my swapping, and how you can be really really aggressive there, and how you can find some good people on that platform to swap with, and everything is managed. That's the great thing about it is that you can kind of find out who the good swappers are. Just doing a little bit of research, spending a little bit of time on there, and just get really aggressive with that, and then you can build it up from there. And then once you hit 100 clicks, you're ready. You're ready to start selling solos on there, and you can be aggressive on there, and you can sell a lot of 50 and 100 clicks if you do it the way that that I showed you tonight, and that's by swapping to build up your reputation, so that you can hit, third or fourth page, and you can hit that first page as fast as possible once you start selling solos. And when I started out, I don't think they even had the point system. The point system even helps you move even faster through the process now. So I definitely think you should. This webinar is for you. You need to get aggressive on safe swaps. That's because that really took my business to the next level. All right, how do you guarantee the click that you sell since the number of subscribers in your list will open the link and opt-in varies from broadcast to broadcast? How do you guarantee the click that you sell since the number of subscribers? I'm not totally sure, Tan, exactly what you mean by that. How do you guarantee the actual click? Are you talking about on safe swaps, or are you just talking about in general? How do you actually guarantee uh, a click? So since the number of subscribers in your list will open up. Yes, and I think I kind of got what you're talking about. That's why it's important to add new subscribers to your list on a daily basis. Okay? Because when you have new subscribers, they're more likely to click versus the person that might have been on your list for 5 months or 6 months. So if you're adding new subscribers to your list every single day, whether it's through swapping or buying solos or a combination thereof, and then once you get things really going, you can do more advanced ways of lead generation. Um, but if you're adding people to your list every day, um, that's going to really help you be able to guarantee guarantee the actual click. Okay. If I can deliver 50 to 100 clicks in 24 hours, but my list is not very responsive, is that a problem to doing swaps? I mean, it's about clicks, but also. Yeah, it is, but there's other people out there like you, Rick. And that's a great question. Um, we were all there at one point. But the big thing is that the only way that you get out of that situation is that you either have to swap or you have to put some money into your list through buying solo ads. That's the only way you get out of that situation. Okay, or a combination thereof. Okay. Um, if your budget is if you don't really have a budget, then you got to be very very aggressive on swaps. If you do have a nice budget, then you can do some swaps. Plus, you can get going on some solo ads. But you have to make a decision that, hey, I'm going to get out of this rut here, because if your list is not very responsive, the only problem is that you're not generating enough leads on a daily basis. And understand this, folks, in your business. The way that you pretty much solve everything in list publishing is add more leads. If your list is stagnant, add more leads. If you're not getting enough clicks on a daily basis, add more leads. It solves pretty much everything. If you're adding fresh leads to your list, it pretty much solves everything in your list publishing business. Let me Give me one sec, guys. Let me refresh here. So add more. Yep, that's the key to it. Okay, Raymond had another question here, so let's see. I thought I saw another question from you, Raymond. Hold on here. Okay, for instance, if your safe swap account, you have 35. Oh, good question, Tan. For instance, if your safe swap account you have has 35,000 subscribers, when someone brought the 100 clicks from you, how do and can you ensure that the buyer gets the numbers of clicks that you promise? Well, number one, I know what my list can do on a daily basis because I've tested my lists, because I have several different lists. I have probably 5 or 6 different lists. So I know which each list can pretty much do on a daily basis. And then it's pretty simple and pretty easy as far as safe swaps go. Let me go over there for you. You just send the email out to the list with their link. Well, let me show you on Safe Swaps forum here. Really, Safe Swaps is probably a 2-part training, because it's a lot that goes on with Safe Swaps. If you look over here, I'll take this lady as an example. When you send out the swipe on Safe Swaps, okay, Let's look at this swipe here. Okay. It comes with a tracking link, right? So this link right here, okay, I can either just send out this link, or generally what I'll do is I might have 3 or 4 solos that need to go out that day, so I'll use quality click control, and I'll add this link into a rotator so that I can send out, say, basically one email, and all 3 of those solos basically get their clicks. But on SafeSwap, to answer your question, it's pretty simple and easy. Here's the tracking link. You send it out to your list. You send an email out to your list with this link here, with this tracking link, and the system automatically tracks your clicks. It's going to tell you how many clicks, as an example. Let's go back to your solos. And you don't even have to really get into all the advanced stuff with safe swaps until you really understand the basics. So here she goes again. Okay, and you see the number of clicks. The system automatically tracks it because I sent that link out in the email swipe. Okay, that link that I just showed you, I sent that out in the email swipe. Okay, so she purchased actually 250 clicks, I believe, and she wind up getting 338 clicks. She's one of my really good customers, so I always over deliver on her big time. She buys from me all the time. Okay, um, so it's pretty simple and it's pretty easy. I hope that Tan that explains it for you. Okay, that's how you can pretty much guarantee the clicks by knowing what your list can actually produce. That's why I said earlier in the presentation, make sure you don't put yourself in a position where, because the money's going to be there, okay, because there's always going to be more people out there willing to buy than you could actually service. Okay, so the money's always going to be there. You just have to have a balance of, okay, let me keep this thing manageable where I don't get myself in trouble. So you have to know what your list is producing. Okay, I think that's it. Let me see how much time we've taken up here, folks. I don't want to keep you guys on all night, and then, oh yeah, we went over. Okay, folks, I'm going to get ready to end this. This has been an excellent webinar. You guys asked some great questions. I definitely appreciate you taking out the time tonight. The last thing that I just want to go over. This is one of the things that's really helped me out tremendously. Um, is coaching. Um, in my list publishing business, there's been times that I've been stuck. Okay. And there's times now where I get stuck. Where I get to a certain point, I've mastered that, and then all of a sudden I just can't get to that next level. Well, there's always people um, around in any industry that can help you get to that next level where you're not stuck in the mud and you're not spinning your wheels trying to figure things out. I have a coach now um, for list publishing, okay, because I need somebody to, when I'm in that rut, or when I'm not able to figure things out, that I can go to and say, hey, I need your help. And I hired a coach about 2.5, 3 months ago, and my business is almost quadrupled since then. You know, from the lead sources that they were able to give me to being able to streamline my business a little more, let me know, hey, things I need to do and step out there more and just put me on the right track and get me out of the mud and take me to that next level. So in your business, you should never be in that place. Okay. LPP is great, but I look at list publishing profits as a tool for us. Okay. But to have that personal one-on-one coaching, I'm telling you, it can really take your business to the next level. So if you're serious about taking your list publishing business to the next level, I do offer some coaching sessions for those serious people. Now, my time, folks, is, I don't have a lot of it. So I can't coach a lot of people. But if you're looking for someone that can really help your business go to the next level, help you do the things that you need to do on a daily basis to make sure that your business grows, then I offer at this particular time a 5 1-hour coaching session, and you can use it anytime you want. That's the way I like to use my coaching, because there's times where, I'm good. Everything's good. My business is good. I'm growing. But then there's times I hit the wall. Okay? And we all hit the wall. And we need that go-to person that can take us to that next level. Now, sometimes you get information for free. You can get stuff out the Skype room. You can get stuff from LPP. You can get all kinds of stuff for free. But then there's other times where, you can't always get information for free. So tonight I'm offering some coaching sessions. It's probably going to be for a limited time because we can't coach with so many people. I know my time is very valuable, and I like to have fun too outside of my two businesses. So, but if you're interested, I'm offering tonight the 5 1-hour coaching sessions, and you can do so by just going to hiretheboss.com. Again, that's Hire the Boss, and you can see it right here on the screen. It's hiretheboss.com. And if you decide to join tonight, folks, this is just an offer that's, just until probably midnight tonight, Pacific Standard Time. If you decide to be a part of the coaching program, I'm going to throw in an extra hour, so you'll get 6 hours. Okay? We can talk on the phone, we can talk through Skype, however you want to do it. We can email, we can do a combination of them both. Okay, but you can use it at any time. So if you need it 6 months down the road, you don't want it right now, fine. If you need it right now, if you just need a couple hours right now, you want to save some hours for down the road, we can do however you want to do it. Okay, so again, that's hirethesoloboss.com. And just check it out. If you wanna be a part of the coaching, you can. If not, not a problem. It might not be for you right now, but it's there if you want it. Okay? So you guys have been fantastic tonight. I want to thank you once again for stopping by. I'll be here next week. We're going to go over the swaps and the solo ads and some of the emails that I use to kind of build relationships and keep that line of communication going so I can have repeat customers. And I think that'll be a really good webinar for you guys. So thank you for stopping by. You guys have a great, wonderful evening. We'll get this recording rendered and we'll have it up probably sometime tomorrow. So have a great one, folks. Thanks again for stopping by, and we'll talk to you on the next webinar. Good night, folks.